Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Late afternoon live, we skipped the one of this morning because we have a full agenda. This video where we speak about a lot of topics, but also preparing the game Juve Real Madrid, last international friendly, before coming back to Italy. Where we will have some games to play. Juve A versus Juve B, a game that is more a friendly than something else. But it's also the Juve Community Day, where the stadium should be totally full of Juventini singing and applauding their team. And then you go, the last friendly before playing Udinese on the 20th of August. On the 12th of August, we play a real one against Atalanta. This is the recap of the friendly. In today's video, we'll speak about a lot of topics before the historical big game. The Revenge of Cardiff, as a lot of you are calling it, Juve Real Madrid. Maximum of like if you didn't yet subscribe to the channel. We start with the first news, Marley Ake. Marley Ake on loan. Looks like we're just missing this before it is official. Marley Ake on loan to Udinese. And I have a good news is that, again, from 44 players that we had in the beginning of the Mercato session, we are starting to be slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. And this is a good news because it's, again, a player that had no space in Juventus' first team that is leaving, which is great. But all the rest is, according to me, not great, because what I'm hearing is on loan. It's not Marley Ake has been sold. Juventus received a bit of money. Juventus is cashing in. And I'm okay that we have so many players. And I said it, we need to make sure that we have a team of 25, 26 players at the end before starting the season. Otherwise, you have troubles. Otherwise, you are not able to involve enough the players, and we need to cash in. More you are able to sell players, and faster you are able to sell the players that are unwanted, less you have worries, or maybe less you are obliged to go and sell your big players, the players that you don't want to leave Juve. And that's where I have a problem, because it's not the first name that we hear this season that is going away on loan. Then you tell me, Beppe, but it was not possible to sell him because it's not a phenomenon, whatever. Oh, we saw the qualities of the kid. When he was promoted, because he was probably the first one of that project Next Gen, promoted from the under-23 to the first team. Didn't really convince. He played in some flashes really good, but from the moment that he received one or two chances from the start, well, it was not really convincing. We loaned him out after an injury, because last year in USA he had an injury where all of us were thinking he can potentially make it to the first team. An injury, second part of the season, was loaned out in Ligue 1 or Ligue 2, I don't remember. He's coming back. Clearly made sure that Juventus communicated with him that he's not part of the project, and now he's going on loan. Ragazzi, if you can't cash in with Marley Ake, I'm not maybe 1 million, 2 million, 5 million euro, then it starts to be really difficult, because Udinese will take him probably, I can't confirm, but I believe so, for free on loan, participating or probably paying the entire salary. But what is the salary of Marley Ake? It's not high. This is not what will save the salary, the cost, the treasury of Juventus. So Juventus, I would love to see player sold permanently if it's not part of the project. And that was one. This is absolutely not a video for Gianluigi Buffon, because with all the respect, we can't speak about the GOAT of the goalkeepers between Marley Ake and Romelu Lukaku. If you want to speak about Gianluigi Buffon, or you go with the Colo 99 video with a narrative of Rabona TV, you go with the top of the top if you want to speak about Gianluigi Buffon. Or if we do it the Beppe way, you do a live of 6 hours to speak about Buffon. But anyway, it is official because he communicated himself. He said it is over. That's all, folks. I gave everything. You gave everything to me. Beautiful words for Gianluigi Buffon, that the world of football, not only Juventini, but the world of football is really saying thank you. And again, if you're of my generation, but also younger, and if you had the chance to watch Gianluigi Buffon live in a stadium, wherever in the world, you were lucky, because you assisted to the legend, the biggest and the best goalkeeper of the world. If you were not able to watch him live, it's okay, because you watch him on television, and this is already a fantastic honor. So grande Gianluigi Buffon, I'm sure that what you will do in your next step in your career will be fantastic. And who knows, maybe in a few years coming back in the management of Juve. Let's see. Now we have to speak about other news. Ragazzi, Juve Real Madrid. Starting lineups or predicted lineup for Juventus. We go with Szczesny again in the goal. The bad news is that Perin was not at 100% for the game of Milan and he didn't play. That's why we started with Szczesny and we continued with Pinsoglio. Today, Perin gave a forfeit, so he will not even be on the bench. He will travel, of course, with the team in the stadium, but he will not be able to play. So hopefully it's not really a problem or a long problem. I repeat, for the people that do not know, last season problems with goalkeeper because it was Szczesny that didn't play the first game of Serie A because in USA he had a small problem. Let's see that, and let's hope it's not the case of Perin this season. But Szczesny will be in the goal. The same defense, apparently, Danilo, Gatti and Bremer. We are expecting better. We are expecting more, especially from Gatti. But we continue to insist to these three players, a 3-5-2 that is confirmed. On the right side, we continue with the fast man, with Flash, Timo Weah. Left side, it's not Cambiaso predicted, but Kostic. Of course, Kostic should be the starter of Juventus 23-24. He will be there in that position. We continue with the same midfield. An emergency situation without Pogba, with Rovella going back, with Fagioli and Rabiot that didn't travel. So a lot of problems there in the midfield in the last game of Real Madrid. Hopefully we are recuperating some of them. Allegri confirmed that Fagioli and Rabiot will be ready, and we are already happy. But anyway, McKennie, Locatelli, Miretti is not the dream midfield, and we know it, even if we are watching closely, and Miretti and also Locatelli, that yesterday, I believe, in an interview on Gazzetta and Tuttosport was saying, I need to give more to Juve. And we are there. We are watching Locatelli. We are waiting for him to give even more. In attack, a change, because it will not be Moiskin, but Arkadiusz Milik that will start the game next to the number 7, Federico Chiesa. So 2 changes, but important ones. And then, of course, we will see how the kids will play in the second half against Real Madrid. Now, a small point about the situation, Lukaku, Dusan Vlahovic. You already know a lot of things. I already explained a lot of things. Here I'm not to give my opinion. I'm just here to give you an update with Chelsea and Juventus opening talks. You know it. Now Chelsea in these hours are doing a kind of meeting with their management to understand if yes or no Vlahovic is the one that they want to go full power in. Because if there are some players that they are spending some money on, and let's see what will happen, well, the investment of Dusan Vlahovic is much higher, because there you are taking your number 9 for the next few seasons. So they don't want to miss. They already approach Juve in the very beginning of the Mercato session, then they take themselves a bit back out of the project. They were not sure anymore. Some people are believing in Dusan from Chelsea, some people not yet. So they will do a meeting, and from there we will see if Chelsea will go full power on the Serbian number 9. But in the meanwhile, Juventus and Lukaku already found an agreement. This is not new. This is something that we already know, with his agent Ledur that is pressing Juve to accelerate what Juventus is actually doing with that proposal of swap. Even if they are talking about it like 2 different deals, it's a swap, okay? 40 million is the value requested by Chelsea, with Juve having no problem to match that value. The problem of Juve is what they are requesting, with Chelsea at the moment not really sure. All the papers and journals are telling us, well, at the moment the request of Juve is between 40 and 50 million euro on top of Romelu, with Chelsea, that according to the papers in Italy, is offering Romelu plus 20 million. This is the max at the moment. So there is a distance of at least 20, if not 25 million euro request on top of Romelu Lukaku. And that's where the game will be played. I repeat, for the people that forgot, Romelu Lukaku is a player that was that close to join Juve before that last friendly with Sarri, where Paulo Dybala showed his name on his back of the shirt saying, I stay here, watching the management. That was the very first time that he did it, because he did it also in another game 2-3 seasons later, where again he was watching the management telling them. But that's another story. What will Vlahovic do? Will he do a Dybala? Let's see. Maybe this evening, because he should be ready to play a few minutes in the last part of the game. Maybe he scores and he will show his name saying, I'm here. In the meanwhile, because he's not playing, he's giving us some signs on Instagram with him in a training session with the white and the black dot, bianco-nero, dot, 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 small dots, number 9. We don't know what the message means, but we think that the message means, I am your bianco-nero number 9. So a way of saying I'm here to stay. Let's see. I'm really curious what will happen here. I told you already, I don't want that it happens. I don't want Lukaku at Juve, even if you want to know all the reasons why Juventus is thinking about that. Go back to the one of yesterday. But I'm really curious. One thing is sure, we will not have to wait really long before the closure of the deal. Yes or no? Let's see. In the meanwhile, I want to focus myself on the field. Juve, Real Madrid. Probably I will start the live 1 hour before the game, so mid 9:30 my time. And I hope to see a lot of you. Grazie, forza, Juve.